Get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk about the fact that you could be doing half anything you desire. What's going on, Candace? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Let's talk about the fact that your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. If you can't think it, you can't do it. If you can't hold it in your head, you can't hold it in your hands. Before you even get dressed in the morning, you gotta get dressed in your head before you get dressed out there. Before you fix your food, you gotta fix it in here before you can fix it out there. You can't do anything out there that you haven't already done in here. But if you do it in here and you just start fixating on it, if you just start latching onto it, you'll mess around and do a whole bunch of cool stuff on accident. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. I don't care what it is. That's what we're going to be talking about today. That's what we talk about every day. That's what we're talking about every time I go live. If you could think it, you can do it. If you could think it, you can do it. As y'all come in, start tapping on the screen, start sharing the live. I haven't decided if I'm lecturing tonight. I haven't decided if we're reading tonight. We might do a little bit of both. We might mix it up. But our first order of business is to get people in here and get the vibe right. We live on TikTok. We live on YouTube. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How you doing, Lee? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Let me see what this is. What is up? What is up? Thanks for the taps. Okay, YouTube coming in here. TikTok, YouTube done start tapping. Y'all sitting on 0 likes. Y'all letting YouTube do y'all in tonight. What's going on, Lynette? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Who's over here tapping on YouTube? I can't see the names on YouTube. You got to say something so I can know that you're in here and I can know who you are. We're finna have some fun. I got the Neville collection tagged down below. One of my favorite books is the Neville collection. As you can tell, this is one of my favorite books. This is not one that I bought and sat on the shelf. This is a book I deep dive in. This is one of my absolute favorite books to unpack and study. What's going on, Draw? How you doing? What's going on, Sarah? What's good? What's good? What's good? So I'm still figuring out if I'm finna lecture tonight, if we finna just do a Q&A, or if I'm gonna end up reading to y'all tonight. We did some reading this morning. We read Prayer, the Art of Believing earlier today. So I don't even know if I feel like reading again. We might just do a mixture. We're gonna let it unpack. What's going on, Night Wolf? You new here? Welcome to the spot. What's going on, Sarah? What's up? What's going on, P. Will? What's going on, the coach's order? How you doing? Hopefully you had a good day today. We got to talk this morning. I hope so too, Draw. That would be horrible if she did. Hey, thanks for the sub, man. Welcome to the family. TikTok, I ain't gonna lie, YouTube beating y'all right now. YouTube over here tapping the screen. YouTube over here. You had a fantastic day. The thing we talked about earlier, it played out. What's going on, Russell? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this your first time here, I need a 1 in the chat on both sides. If this your first time here on YouTube, let's get a 1 in the chat. If this your first time here on TikTok, let me get a 1 on the chat. Waiting to hear from them tomorrow. Okay, cool, cool, cool. What's going on? My name is Lee. I'm the best. Thank you, gorgeous. You the best too. Shadow, yo, what's good? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, if it's your first time in here, man, I'm Coach Jay. I'm a clinically trained hypnotherapist. I hypnotize people. I hypnotize a lot of professional athletes, 6, 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs, executives. I'm a firm believer that every problem is a thinking problem. Every problem is a thinking problem. If you can't think it, you can't do it. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much grit you got. I don't care how many vision boards you make. If you can't think it, you can't do it. Tapping in from Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome, Rico. Think about it. Before you get dressed out there, before you put on clothes out there, you got to get dressed in here. Think about that. Before you put food on your plate to eat, you got to figure out what you're going to eat in here. You got to eat in here before you eat out there. Before you build a business, you got to build a business in here before you can build a business out there. If you try to build a business out there that you haven't yet built in here, you're not going to be successful. The words that I'm saying to you guys, they got to exist in here before they exist out there. The confidence that I exude, they got to exist in here before it exists out there. You can't do anything out there that you haven't first done in here. That's a lot of people's biggest problem. They're out there trying to do stuff that they haven't did in here. They trying to build a relationship out there that they can't conceptualize in here. They trying to lose weight out there and they can't even imagine a slim version of themselves in here. They trying to become a millionaire out there and they can't even close their eyes and imagine millions in here. How you gonna do something out there that you can't do in here? No one wants me to be a rapper, but I want to, man. Do what you want to do. What's going on, Ace? How you doing? You starting to like my channel? I'm glad you starting to like my channel, man. Yo, that's crazy. We got 22 people on YouTube. We got, oh, well, TikTok just jumped up to 29. It was equal for a second here. The tap's about equal. We going good. Do I have any advice? Any advice for what? I don't really give advice. I'll bounce ideas off of you, though. I'm not the guru of your life. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm more than happy to bounce some ideas back and forth with you. And we got a chat full of really smart people, too. We got a chat full of really smart people, too. I'm a firm believer that every problem is a thinking problem. If you could think your way into it, you could think your way out of it. If you could think your way into debt, you could think your way out of debt. What's going on, Fishy? If you could think your way into a toxic relationship, you could think your way out of a toxic relationship. Hey, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the channel. What's going on, Dirt? What's up? What's up? What's up? So let me get a little bit of input from y'all. Do y'all want to read tonight? Do y'all want to get back into some of this Neville Goddard stuff? Do y'all want to talk hypnosis? Do y'all want to talk influence? Y'all want to talk self-development? Y'all want to just go down the Q&A road? Y'all want to just play it by ear and see where it go? What y'all want? What's going on, Russell? What's going on, Thug Rose? Your girlfriend cheated on you. What do you do? You get thankful that she showed you who she was, and you get glad that she cheated on you before the big bag showed up. Imagine if you would have got your money right, and then she cheated on you. You had married, and you had to split the bag with her, and she the one that cheated. You show gratitude. Thank you for showing me you ain't shit, and then you get clear about what you want. You get clear about what you want. I think you trolling, so I'm gonna just troll you right back. And if your girl did cheat on you, you sound young. It ain't the end of the world, man. You got a lot of life. You ain't even gonna remember her in 5 years. She just gonna help you get clear about what you don't want. She gonna teach you how to spot that from a mile away. You be like, nope, I know that. I seen that before. I know what that is. You good. You don't got a picture, but I'm sure you a handsome young man, because only handsome and gorgeous people tend to kick it around here. So I'm pretty sure you look all right. You'll be okay. You'll land on your feet. Yeah, you don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to eat. Get some sleep. The body will heal itself. You'll be fine. I'm just messing with you, man. But you will be fine. What's going on, Maddie? How y'all doing, man? Hypnosis. How can one learn how to utilize this method with working with other people? So the thing is, you're using it even if you don't recognize you're using it. What's going on? What's your name say? Consular. You're using hypnosis even if you don't realize you're using hypnosis. If you go out to a restaurant and you go tell your friend about the restaurant, you say, oh, the scenery was beautiful. They got a pianist in there. The lighting is perfect. The meat just falls off the bone. You guys got to go try it. If your friend decides to go check out that restaurant, you just hypnotize them. If you go to a restaurant and the customer service is horrible, you say, don't go there. Do not spend your money there. The waitresses are rude. The wait time is long. I asked for medium well. They bought me a burnt steak. You just hypnotize them. Your words had an effect on their neurology, and as a result of words you use, they feel different. Does that make sense? So you already hypnotizing them. What I can do is give you some of like my mindset as a hypnotist and how I view influence. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? So I'm trying to watch both chats. So obviously I'm gonna miss some stuff. If I miss your comment, just say it again. It's because it's either you trolling or I didn't see it. Now if you trolling, I'm probably not gonna respond. But if you make a real comment and I miss it, say it again. But first thing that I'm always thinking as a hypnotist is I can't get what I want until I know what I want, and I got to get clear about what I want. Most people start talking from under the influence of what they don't want. And then they try to prevent what they don't want from happening instead of getting clear about what they want and going directly for what they want. So that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to say to that. Let me look at some of these other comments. And as we bouncing all over the place, if I don't finish answering somebody's question, just remind me. I'll come back to it. Sometimes I be editing these videos and I be watching stuff back. I say, oh wow, I never finished answering her question. I started, but y'all gotta help me stay on track. It's the end of the day. I didn't work. I done saw clients and did a whole day. So if I lose something, feel free to bring me back to it. So as a massage therapist, I often talk to people when they claim various sicknesses. Thank you. Okay, so you want to start talking to those people with in the back of your mind, you always got to be thinking about, what do I want? Not what I don't want, not what I want to prevent, what do I want? Because when you talk about what you don't want, what you're doing is influencing what you don't want. Where attention goes, energy flows. And one of the things that we understand about the subconscious mind is that the subconscious mind does not object information. It doesn't omit information. So if I say, what's your name? My mom's name is Deborah. So if I say, Deborah, whatever you do, Deborah, do not think about a pink elephant. What's the first thing you're going to do? Deborah, I'm serious. Do not think about a pink elephant. I know you Deborahs are stubborn. But do not think about a pink elephant. The first thing you're gonna think about is a pink elephant. So if I really didn't want you to think about a pink elephant, I'm gonna tell you, hey, think about a green and blue tiger. I'm gonna get you so busy thinking about the green and blue tiger that you just forget to think about the pink elephant. But a lot of times when people are trying to negotiate or they're trying to talk to other people, they're telling themselves what not to do. Don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. Don't overtalk. Don't cut people off. Get clear about what you want. Get clear about the objectives. Next thing you want to do, especially if you're influencing people, is get clear about what they want. To the best of your ability, figure out from your point of view, what do they want. So when you know what you want and you know what they want, you already got an upper hand in the conversation. Because they over there having a one-sided conversation about what they don't want to happen. You coming in with a view of what they want, what you want. So you already heads over heel, like you already miles and miles ahead of them in the talk just because you've taken time to get clear about what you want. Can I shout you out for your dog, Max? What's going on, Larry? That was the shout out. You don't care what others want, and you're going to have a hard time getting what you want, not caring what others want. How can you get a consultation? If you click the link in my bio, you can schedule a consultation from there. Am I drunk again? Not tonight. I see the trolls hang out on YouTube. You better be careful. I like trolls. I'm gonna hypnotize you. I'm gonna make you shit in yourself, and I'm gonna make you go live and play in it. I'm just serious. I like to taste first. I gotta read y'all comments in my head and then respond to them because y'all are wild over here. What's going on, Slugs? What you got going on? What's up, A-Town? What's up, the influencers? I see y'all like to play on YouTube. Y'all like to have fun over here. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's going on, love? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Good evening, Dr. Renee. How you doing? Is that my friend, Dr. Renee? What's going on? Welcome to the TikTok streets. Y'all follow Dr. Renee. She is lit. She is lit. She is lit. She is lit. I've been meaning to reach out to you. I got a client who I need to talk to you about. And he's giving me permission to reach out to you and ask, but I'm gonna text you tomorrow. Jesus died for your sins, so one day you can live in eternity. That's cool. You should go live and tell us all about it. Do I support Republicans and Democrats? You should go live and have that discussion. I came over here to talk about the power of the mind. So you should go live and you should have a whole deal where y'all talk about that. Okay, for sure. I'll do it tomorrow. What's going on, Mama T? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. What's going on, Rich? So we're talking about the fact that you could be doing have anything you desire. Anything you desire. anything you desire. But the caveat is you got to be able to do it in here or you don't stand a chance of doing it out there. Think before you do something as simple as getting dressed in the morning, you got to get dressed in here before you get dressed out there. You can't get dressed out there until you get dressed in here. Before you throw some stuff on the grill, you can't throw stuff on the grill out there until you throw stuff on the grill in here. If you got a relationship that you're trying to get back on track, if you got a deal you're trying to negotiate, you can't, if you arguing with that person in here, what you think gonna happen when you open your mouth and start talking out there? Does that make sense? You gotta hold it in your head before you can hold it in your hands. So the thing that I always tell my clients, if you can think it, you can do it. But if you can feel it, you'll do it on accident. Thinking creates the potential, but feeling creates the momentum. My whole job as a hypnotist is to get people feeling in the direction of what they want. I don't got to make you quit smoking. I just got to help you feel like a non-smoker. I don't got to teach you how to be a great speaker. I got to help you to feel like a good speaker, help you to feel like a powerful orator whose words matter. Your first book, I'm going to put a link in your, put the link in my DM. I definitely want a copy. I don't even care what it's about. I want a copy. I want a copy. Put the link in there. I'm about to get off of YouTube. Y'all play too much over here. Every time I look over here, y'all hypnotize me and distract me. YouTube gonna be my hair down, kick it spot, and I'm gonna be over here with my serious people on TikTok. Y'all play too much over here. But if you can think it, you can do it. And you gotta keep this in mind with your goals, man. You gotta keep this in mind with your goals. But more important than the thinking is the feeling, okay? Think about it. When you feel angry, you'll accidentally knock shit over. When you feel angry, you'll accidentally curse somebody out. When you feel angry, you ain't got to try to put people in their place. You ain't got to try to tell people off. Those behaviors align with the feeling of angry. When you feel sleepy, you don't got to try to go to sleep. In fact, if you try to go to sleep, you're gonna slow down the process. If you feel sleepy, you just got to let sleep do what sleep does. What do you think is going to happen if you learn how to feel successful? Learn how to feel successful while the bank account still look like it's like how it looks. While the calendar still empty, you learn how to feel successful. But Jay, what about my bank account? If you just master the feeling of success, the bank account not going to be a problem for very long. Because what you got to understand is God gave you dominion of the world and not the other way around. God gave you dominion of the world, and the very first commandment, before Moses came along thousands of years later, the very first commandment that God gave out of his own mouth directly, go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. Have dominion over the fowl of the air. God told you to have dominion. Why are you following the thing that you have dominion over? You shouldn't be following the bank account. The bank account should be following your abundant, smart, wealthy self. You shouldn't be following how the dating pool is going. Jay, it's treacherous out. The dating pool should be following your sexy, smart, intelligent, valuable self. You got to stop following that stuff and letting that stuff control your endocrine system and your nervous system and letting that stuff dictate what's going on in here. You're not supposed to be following that. That stuff is supposed to be following you. And when you out of order, why would you be surprised if your bank account is out of order? If you out of order, why are you surprised that your marriage is out of order? If you out of order, why are you surprised that your health and fitness is out of order? You're out of order. So instead of trying to wrestle all of those things back into order one by one, let's start by getting this in order. Coach Jay, how do I get this in order? The first thing you got to figure out is, what do I want? Every time I meet somebody in a consultation or in a first session, they are experts at what they don't want. Experts at what they don't want. Dot every I, cross every T. You say, hey, how can I help you today? Well, Jay, let me tell you what I can't keep doing. These people at my job, they got me messed up. They overwork me. They underpay me. This girl, she thinks since she got her master's degree that she had all that, and she don't even do nothing. She got that degree and ain't did nothing since she got it. And I told them I don't work weekends. That was the first thing I told them. Jay, why they put me on the schedule every other weekend? And my husband, don't even get me started about my husband and the kids don't. And I let them go for a little bit. I said, okay. What do you want? Well, Jay, I don't know. I just want to be happy. when we were talking about what you don't want, you had stories, you had little jokes baked in there, you had evidence, you had all of this energetic momentum. Your energy was huge when we were talking about what you don't want. But when we say, okay, well, what do you want? You say, Jay, I don't know. I just want to be happy. So if you were your nervous system, if you were your endocrine system, which one are you gonna follow? Are you gonna follow the one with all the evidence, all of the proof, all of the energy, all of the emotion, or would you follow the vague one? Which one would you follow? Ladies, if you got two guys that are after your attention, right? One guy say, "Hey, I like to see you Friday," and the other guy say, "Hey, would it be okay if I pick you up Friday around 7? And I want you to show up and put on a nice dress. We're gonna go out, have some dinner, but also bring like some active clothes and some tennis shoes and maybe a sweatsuit, because we're gonna go out and have some fun later. I'm not gonna give y'all the details, but I promise you're going to enjoy it. Which one of those guys you think you finna go spend your Friday with? The one that just want to see you Friday, or the one with some details, or the one with some details? Y'all funny over here. What's going on, JD Dula? I don't think I got any links pinned on YouTube. If you go to hypnosisdallastx.com, it'll put you on our site. Does that make sense? You got to start building energy around what you want. I teach my clients this thing that I call the 5 C's. I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about how I came up with the 5 C's. I came up with the 5 C's about 7, 8 years ago because I started getting jealous of my clients. I was looking at the results that I was helping my clients achieve, and my life wasn't bad, but the other stuff that I was helping other people do, I felt like my life should look better. I felt like I should have been doing more. I should have been having more, because I was helping other people accomplish some pretty big stuff. So what I started doing is every Wednesday I started putting myself on my schedule. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. I would work on me. But I ran into a problem. I didn't know how to turn my process inward. I could accidentally turn it outward. But when I was trying to run my same process inward, I didn't know what to do. So what I started doing is I started listening to my sessions. I started recording my sessions and listening to my sessions back with my clients. And I realized it was 5 things that I did, always in this order. We didn't go to step 2 till we were done with step 1. We didn't go to step 3 till we were done with step 2. And we just kept going. So the first thing that I always did with my clients is I got clarity. Not about what they didn't want, but about what they wanted. And I was ruthless when it came to getting clarity. Ruthless when it came to getting clarity. Now, the thing that we got to understand about clarity, appreciate you, Quaker, is that it's levels to clarity. It's levels to clarity. It's the thing that you saying you want, but most people, the thing like that first layer of clarity is not what you want. It's what you think you got to do, or you think you got to have to get what you want. Somebody might come to me and say, "Hey, Coach Jay, can you hypnotize me to go to the gym 3 times a week?" Definitely, absolutely, easy. But first, what do you want? Well, Coach Jay, I just told you I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. No, you don't. You don't need hypnosis to do stuff that you want to do. You need hypnosis to do stuff that you know you should do, but you don't feel like doing it. What do you want? Well, Coach Jay, my doctor said my cholesterol. What do you want? Coach Jay, my wife said I got my own wife to listen to. What do you what listen to me? What do you want? And what I'm digging for is the desires that you have to have an emotional trigger to them. The subconscious runs off feeling and emotion. The conscious mind runs off logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. But that's only 2% of your thinking potential. The subconscious mind runs off feeling and emotion. So the subconscious mind is not going to get excited about the fact that you want to go to the gym 3 times a week. What do you want? Coach Jay, can I be vulnerable with you, dog? Hell yeah, man. That's why I hang out in the frame of a coach. Look, we just talking, bro. I don't my erections not as hard as they used to be. I want my rock hard erections back. I want my stamina that I had in my 20s. I want stamina for adult activities. Okay, cool. Now, this is what you want. Going to the gym 3 times a week is what you think you got to do to get it. But this thing that you really want is the leverage that I'm finna use to get you in the gym 3 times a week. Do with that information what you will. Somebody was asking me about influencing other people and talking in business. I'll tell you what I tell hypnotists, what I tell a lot of coaches, what I tell a lot of consultants. Sell them what they want, and after you get their deposit, give them what they need. Sell them what they want. Sell them the transformation. Then after they buy their transformation, give them the vehicle that you try to sell. I hate when I see hypnotists trying to sell hypnosis. They don't want to come lay on your couch for 2 hours. They want to quit smoking. They don't want to come lay on your couch for 2 hours. They want to be more confident. So you're talking about, well, I use an Ericksonian approach. They don't even know what an Ericksonian approach is. I'm a Cappuccinian style hypnotherapist. They don't know what that means. And if they know what that means, they probably want to be your colleague and not your customer. This is the mistake that I used to make on Clubhouse. And this is why I just pretty much threw away a big following. I had built a following of people who wanted to be my colleagues, not my customers. I got enough colleagues. I got enough friends. When I go live, I'm not looking out like I'll take friends, but I don't go live saying, oh God, I hope I make some more friends today. I go live to get people in my funnel. I go live to get people on my site clicking buttons. So if I come on here talking about hypnosis and the stages of hypnosis and the depth charts and different types of trance and how to create a somnambulist, I'm gonna have a lot of people in there because it's interesting stuff. But the people that I want are gonna be inboxing me, asking me stuff like, hey, what book should I be reading to learn about hypnosis? Where did you go to school? Where do you recommend? I'm looking at these 2 hypnosis programs. Which one do you think I should go to? Does that make sense? So my people who want to sell stuff, my people who want to influence people, ask yourself, what do they want? Not what you sell. They don't care what you sell. If they care what you sell, they're probably your colleague. What's going on, Oakley? What's going on, Blake? What's your question, Blake? If it's a real question, I'm going to answer it. What's going on, Jocka? How you doing? All right, hey, my trolls, don't get lazy. If you keep coming, I'm gonna let you stay because you're feeding the algorithm. But the moment you get lazy and stop coming, I'm gonna get you up out of here. So don't let up on the trolling. If you're gonna troll. You got to get some more jokes. You're going back and forth between the same 2 jokes over and over again. Use ChatGPT to help you come up with some stuff. Keep up, buddy. Come on. You got to be funny. I hate a boring troll. I love a good troll. You're gonna have to come harder than that. Y'all cheer him on, help him come up with some original stuff. I know you crave attention. That's why I'm giving you a little bit. But I'm gonna exchange you attention for you feeding the algorithm. So you keep talking. So you got to earn some more attention. That's it for right now, though. Okay. All right. So you got to get clear about what you want. That's the first C. When you only know what you don't want, that's like getting in a taxi saying, hey, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. Don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. Where do you want to go? Man, last time I went to the mall, they had a pair of shoes that cost $300. I'm not paying $300 for no 1 pair of shoes. They got these teenagers up here wearing these shiesty masks and they wearing jackets and it's 98 degrees. You know what's wrong with this generation? Where do you want to go? With hypnosis work if you want to change, but at the same time, you don't want to or you're too lazy. So, yes, it definitely will work, but it will work. I always tell my clients, you don't use willpower to change your behavior. You use willpower to change your mind. You don't use willpower to change your behavior. You use willpower to change your mind. But when you change your mind, you're going to accidentally change your behavior. So we would get back into that clarity thing. What do you want? See, when you think about what you want, you think about what you have to do. And that's causing you to be lazy. I'm not saying what do you got to do. We'll get to that because doing the stuff is important. But we got to look at it from the format of be, do, have. There are some results that you want to have, but before you have those results, there are some things that you got to do. But before you do those things, there's a version of yourself that you got to become. And if you haven't become that version of yourself and you think about doing these things, no wonder you feel stressed out. I don't see a lot of men talking about nervous system work, subconscious rewiring. They out there. What's going on, Amanda? Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. So get clear about what you want, not the checklist. Checklist is step forward. The stuff that you got to do, because a lot of people might hear me say that and get happy. So Jay, I don't got to go to the gym. Jay, I don't got to go back to school. No, you got to do that. We just got to take care of this and this first. You gonna do that, but the difference is by the time we get to it, you gonna be the person who does it naturally. You gonna be the person that get to do it, not the person that gotta do it, and that makes all the difference in the world. It makes a lot of difference when you are the person and you're in touch with the reasons that you want it, and not I hate my boss, or I'm gonna show them I'm good enough. And that's what I realized about a lot of entrepreneurs. Most of my clients are entrepreneurs, and I realized that most people start businesses as a defense mechanism. Most people start businesses from under the influence of what they don't want. And it's easy. It's very doable to get to the six figures running off of what you don't want. But when you try to break seven, you got to get under the influence of what you want. Your nervous system not going to let you touch the seven figures when you're under the influence of what you don't want. Most people start big. I'm going to show them I'm smart enough. I'm going to show them, myself included. I'm going to show them that this little black boy from the projects with no daddy. I am a good hypnotist. Hypnosis is real. I'm going to show them. Then you get some momentum going, but then you burn out because you started this business from an unregulated place. And then we got to take a seat back. We got to take a step back, overcome the burnout, get the nervous system back in order, get clear about what we want. Then we go at it again. Does that make sense? Thanks for the follow around. Dwayne say, sounds like you sell bullshit. Dwayne, you in here, sound like you buy bullshit. I got some bullshit to sell you. What you want? What you want? Today is your birthday. Happy birthday, Wheezy. What's going on, Dino? I like y'all. I'm going to come over here one night when I just want to play with trolls. Can I please say hey back? What's going on, Oakley? How you doing? Thanks for the taps, Dr. Renee. So, we've never made it to the second C. We've been talking about clarity this whole time. Have I beat clarity enough? You got to know what you want. Knowing what you don't want is not the same thing as knowing what you do want. You got to know what you want. And some of y'all might be saying, well, Coach Jay, I really don't know what I want. Look at what you don't like and say, what would I rather have? I used to be in the military. I hated being in the military. Couldn't grow my beard, couldn't wear my nose ring, couldn't wear my earring. I ain't got my earrings in. Couldn't wear my earrings, couldn't braid my hair, couldn't dress how I wanted to dress, couldn't live where I wanted to live. And for a long time, I would find other people who were in the military who didn't like being in the military, and we would exchange stories and reasons about why we don't like being in the military. And we would keep going on deployments, keep going on TDYs, keep extending, keep re-enlisting. We kept being in the military. But I started to accidentally change my life when I started talking about what I wanted. I want to grow my beard. I want to wear my nose ring. I want to be able to speak out on political matters. I'm tired. I don't want to bite my tongue. I want to say what the fuck I got to say. I don't want to work. No, I don't want to work. I want to play. I want to get paid to do things that I would do for free. This is how clarity comes about. I don't like the fact that I got to wait to take a test and get another stripe before I can make more money. I want to make more money now. As a matter of fact, I want my money connected to my passion. I want my money connected to my energy. I don't want my check to look the same if I'm working 16-hour days as if I'm working an 8-hour day. I want my bank account to reflect the effort that I put in. I want my effort to have a direct reflection on my outcome. But I don't want to work. I want to play. I want to talk about self-development. I want to talk about hypnosis. I want to talk about NLP. I want to talk about human behavior. I want to study psychology and neuroscience and read books and go on podcasts and get paid to talk about stuff that I enjoy talking about. I want to coach entrepreneurs. I want to remind people, as I started talking about this stuff, I accidentally started reading different books. As I started talking about this stuff, I accidentally started listening to different podcasts. As I started talking about this stuff, I accidentally got some new friends. As I started talking about this stuff, I accidentally started looking at curriculums and discovering what I needed to do. Wait a minute, I ain't even got to pay for this. The military pay for this. Wait a minute, this training that I want to take is this price, but they do 50% off of it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's a dude in Arizona. He's a full-time hypnotist. Like, bro, that's what you do for a living. I'm gonna reach out to him. Worst he could say is no. Bro, fly out here. Come spend a weekend with me. Yeah, bro, young black. I want more black hypnotists in the grant. Man, come spend a weekend with me. Ask me whatever you want to ask me. Hang out. By the way, this is my boy Doc Hypnosis. He's a hypnotist. Man, here go my network. As I got clear about what I wanted and started thinking about it, I accidentally started leaning in that direction. How do you feel about the word want? You got to be careful with words because a lot people spend a lot of time talking about words and what they mean and don't use this word, say this, don't. You could be saying all the right stuff. What's the energy behind? I'm way more concerned with the energy behind the word. What is your nervous system doing while you're using that word? So I'm way more concerned with what's going on in here and what's going on in here. We can have a lot of interesting dialogue about don't say this and this is why, and we can make it sound real good and make it sound real compelling. But the time that we spend it on that, let's get that nervous system in order. Let's get you in a state of having. Let's get you in a state that moves you in that direction. You ask what time every time you cross the street, I can't watch boy smiling more. All right, look, these YouTube people are funny. I'm gonna play with y'all one day. We gonna play. I owe my TikTok people this string, so I'm not gonna let y'all derail it. But we gonna play one day. We gonna have fun. You gonna have to tighten up your skills. You can't keep up when I'm telling you gonna see why I get paid to talk for a living. We gonna have fun. What's going on? How do you feel about the word want? Okay, we responded to that. So you got to get clear about what you want, right? Then you got to start calibrating to what you want. Calibration, don't overthink it. Calibration is about putting your focus on it. When you calibrate to a funny movie, you ain't got to try to laugh. Just calibrate to the movie. When you calibrate to a sad movie, you ain't got to try to get sad. Just calibrate to the movie. You calibrate to what you don't want. You don't got to try to feel nervous. You don't got to try to feel anxious. You don't got to try to feel overwhelmed. Just calibrate to what you don't want. So many people have self-diagnosed themselves with anxiety. And you don't got anxiety. Newsflash, you're supposed to feel anxious when you calibrate to what you don't want. Yeah, that's how your nervous system works. You're focused on the worst possible outcome and replaying it over and over again. No shit, you feel anxious. It's the exact same as manifesting. When you look at the word manifest means to make obvious to the mind. That's all it means. It don't mean to hope for. It don't mean to wish for. It don't mean to stare at your vision board till veins pop out of your forehead. It means to make obvious to the mind. So when you say stuff never worked out for me and the gas is too expensive and the eggs are too high, nobody can make it in this economy, that's what you're making obvious to your mind. That's what you're manifesting. When you say it ain't no more good men in the world and niggas ain't shit and all the women are gold, that's what you're manifesting. That's what you're making obvious to your mind. Have fun with that. That's all manifest mean. And I can't think of a better tool than hypnosis for making stuff obvious to the mind. Like I remember when manifesting and all this stuff, like when The Secret and all of this stuff first really started bubbling and it became super popular. I remember like reading these books and I'm like, that's hypnosis. That's hypnosis. That's hypnosis. That's hypnosis. That's hypnosis. I know hypnosis when I see hypnosis. That's hypnosis. Do I own a pocket watch? I own one just for shits and giggles. I rarely use it, but yeah, I got one. You on YouTube, go on my if you go far enough down my page, you'll see me using it a handful of times. But I own one just for shits and giggles, but I rarely use it out. If somebody come in my office and asks that, I say, yeah, I got one. Look at it. And I'm gonna put them in the trance using it, but you don't need a pocket watch to put nobody in the trance. So let's go back to calibration. So you got to calibrate to what you want. You got to calibrate to what you want. So I was giving y'all some examples about calibration. When you calibrate to a funny movie, you'll laugh on accident. You calibrate to a sad movie, you'll get sad on accident. You calibrate to what you don't want, you'll get overwhelmed on accident. If you calibrate to somebody, where's my office? My office is in Richardson, just north of Dallas. So if you calibrate to something, if you calibrate to somebody that you find attractive, you see that person, you go, damn, she look good. You ain't gotta try to get aroused. Just keep calibrating. But the same thing happens with a goal. You want coaching? Go to hypnosisdallastx.com and fill out the application. And we'll start with a 30-minute consult, and we'll talk and see if I can actually help you with what it is you're looking to accomplish. But yeah, if you put your attention on an attractive person, you don't got to try to get aroused. Just focus on that attractive person. But it's the same way with an attractive goal. Now, if you're not attracted to the goal, damn right it's not arousing you. You're not attracted to it. That's reasonable, right? But if you get a goal that you are attracted to, like when I stumbled into, I don't want to work, I want to play, I want to get paid to do things that I would do for free. I want to hypnotize people for a living. When I landed at that goal, boy, I started reading books on accident. I started enrolling in classes on accident. I went back to school on it. I didn't have to try to get aroused. I had a goal that excited me. Now, if the goal don't excite me, if it's a goal that my mom picked out for me, it's not gonna work. If it was something I saw on TikTok and went, wait, she making money doing that? I'm gonna do that. That doesn't excite me. But the goal that I like combed through what I didn't want and got clear about what I wanted, the goal that I picked out, it wasn't something that I had to do. It was something that I get to do. Wow, I get to read these books. I'm in class taking notes. I'm in class asking questions. Like I'm an engaged student for the first time in my life. I'm realizing, wait, I'm good at learning. I like learning. I didn't give a damn about Shakespeare, but this this is good. The history stuff was boring, but this, and then there's so much momentum going. Wait, okay, so I gotta take the American history class to do. Okay, I'll take it. Give me the shit. I gotta take. Okay, so get clear about what you want. Calibrate to what you want. Then we keep calibrating. We keep calibrating. What's going on, Chalet? How you doing? We keep calibrating until we accidentally get to the third C. What do y'all think the third C is? First C was clarity. I got to get clear about what I want. Second C is calibration. I got to start calibrating to what I want. What do you think the third C is? Now, if you come here all the time, create is not a bad one, but it's not the third C. If you come here all the time, don't say nothing. Compression? No, not compression. I'm give y'all a few more seconds. What's going on, Break Free? I'm doing good, local. Welcome to the live. Comprehension, not comprehension. Somebody's comments got filtered, so they didn't like it. You got to say it again. The third C is confidence. Tell y'all, like I tell my clients, confidence is not something you force. Confidence is not something that you make happen. Confidence is the result of calibrating. Confidence is the result. Hey, thanks for the sub. Confidence is the result of calibrating. If you keep calibrating, you're going to become confident in what you calibrate to. Okay? If you keep calibrating, appreciate you, Jasmine, you're going to become confident in what you calibrate to. So if you figure out what you want and you start calibrating to what you want. Now, if you calibrate once, probably not going to work. If you calibrate twice, probably not going to work. You calibrate 10 times, probably still not going to work. Well, Coach J, how long do I got to calibrate? However long it takes. The time going to pass, whether you calibrating or not. Keep calibrating. Keep calibrating. Keep calibrating. One day you're going to accidentally say something that the old you wouldn't have said. One day you're gonna accidentally say no when the old you would have said yeah. How many calibrations? As many as it takes. How do you calibrate? My favorite method of calibration is hypnosis. But affirmations are a form of calibrating. I'm not big on affirmations. It's not so much that I'm not big on affirmations. Most people don't know how to do them, and they do them from under the influence of what they don't want. So it's like, let me do these affirmations so I can get this money that I don't have. Let me do these affirmations so I can get this relationship that I don't have. So as you're doing the affirmations, your nervous system is in a state of not having. So it's not hurting you, but it's kind of like being on a seesaw. You take it one step forward and one step back, one step forward. I am a millionaire. No, I'm not. No, I'm a millionaire. No, I'm not. So I always tell my clients, if you want to do affirmations, you got to learn from our friend Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali didn't say, I am a fast boxer. I am a good boxer. Muhammad Ali said, I'm 25 years old and ain't a scratch on my face. I'm pretty. I'm so pretty. I flow like a butterfly. I sting like a bee. The hands can't touch what the eyes can't see. I'm fast. I'm so fast. Last night I cut off the light and I was in bed before the room was even dark. Joe Frazier can't beat me. Like, if you're going to do affirmations, you got to remember, if it doesn't change the way you feel, it's not going to change the way you act. If it doesn't change the way you feel at a cellular, molecular level, it doesn't stand a chance of changing your behavior. And most people undercommit to the affirmations, so I just throw them away. I install anchors in my clients and have things they could do throughout the day where they accidentally, the affirmation is done internally. You don't got to open your mouth to affirm. Then another thing that you got to understand about, like, when you're doing like when you're doing affirmations, is behavior is the ultimate affirmation. So I can go, I am slim, I am fit, I am slim, I am fit. When I go eat a sleeve of Oreos, that's an affirmation. That's a big affirmation. That sleeve of Oreos that I eat, that's down there a million affirmations right there. Your nervous system saw you eat that sleeve of Oreos. Your subconscious mind was there when you ate that sleeve of Oreos. So when I'm helping my clients calibrate, we got 7 big boxes that we check. We're real big on beliefs. What are the belief? So the way that I like to word beliefs, what are the beliefs that you have that are stopping you from already having it? So if you got a goal of saying, hey, I want to make, Coach J, I want to do $20,000 a month. What beliefs do you have that are preventing you from making $20,000 a month? You might have a belief that money is hard to come by. You got to work hard. It takes time to make money. Now we're gonna steal one of those Myron Golden beliefs. It's easier to make a whole lot of money in a short time than it is to make a little bit of money over a long period of time. We're gonna start calibrating you to that belief. You're gonna start putting your attention on that belief. You're gonna say, well, if I already had this belief, how would I walk through life? And you're gonna start walking through life that way. Okay, so we're gonna look at beliefs. We're gonna look at your expectations. What do you expect to happen when you get on the call with a client? Do you expect them to book with you? Well, Jay, if I'm being honest, in this economy, I don't feel like people can expect. Okay, we got to change what you expecting, because life has a funny way of handing you what you expect. Right? We got to look at I usually have a checklist to the side. What are some of the other things I'm looking at? We can talk about convictions, but they go hand in hand with beliefs. What are you focusing on? There we go. What are you focusing on? As we calibrate, I need you to stop focusing on the cost of eggs, especially if you can't afford the eggs. I need you to stop focusing on the cost of gas, especially if you can't afford it. I need you to start focusing on evidence that's going to move there. But it's a matter of controlling your focus for a period of time. We do Zoom sessions. I got clients all over the world. I got clients in Canada. I got a guy in Canada that I'm meeting with tomorrow. I got people everywhere. Click the link in the bio. What inspires me? My goal. And that's what clear, calibrated, and confident is about. You want to take the time to get clear about what you want and calibrate to you what you want, and you want to keep calibrating to what you want until your nervous system starts to maintain that calibration for you. That's what I call confidence. And that's a superpower, because when you're clear, calibrated, and confident to your goal, you stop calibrating to what's going on out there. If I got on here and I was unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident, The trolls would have took the live a long time ago. But because I'm clear, calibrated, and confident, I can have fun with the trolls. Sometimes when I go live on TikTok, sometimes I might have a room. It might be 3 people in the live. Then I'll go on again, and for whatever reason, it's 120 people in the live. But because I'm clear, calibrated, and confident, my live don't look the same, whether it's 3 people in there or 3,000 people in there. I don't need out there to look a certain way for me to tap into this, because my calibration isn't about what's going on out there. My calibration is about what's going on in there. Does that make sense? So that's the power of being clear, calibrated, and confident. And another thing that we got to look at when it comes to being clear, calibrated, and confident is a lot of times when I first meet people and we start doing our work, they clear, calibrated, and confident in what they don't want. They already running the 5 C's and they ain't never heard of them. They clear about the fact that they don't like their job and they overpaid and underworked and the economy is shit and the country is going to hell in a hell back. They clear on that. And they're calibrated to that. And they've talked about it so much. They've imagined about it so much. They've replayed it in their mind so much. They've watched the news so much that they're confident in it. So they're clear, calibrated, and confident. And they're trying to brainstorm and build a business while they're clear, calibrated, and confident in what they don't want. I've never received an answer that's resonated more. What was your question? I like to laugh. I'm trying to remember. I'm watching both of these chat. Oh, what inspires you? Okay, cool. Well, glad I could give you that answer, man. So we talked about the power of getting clear about what we want. Once we get clear about what we want, we got to calibrate to what we want. We're going to keep calibrating. Coach Jay, how long I got to calibrate? Until you accidentally become this version of yourself. But what you got to understand, you got to look at it like if you go put this bottle of water in the freezer, right? If you just leave it in the freezer, it's going to freeze. And every time you take it out of the freezer, you slow down the process. If you just leave it in the freezer, you don't got to do no affirmations for it to freeze. You don't got to put some ice. You don't got to put ice cubes on your vision board for it to freeze. You don't got to grab your notebook and write the water is frozen, the water is frozen, the water. I hope I'm doing it right. The water is, just leave it in the freezer. If we get clear about what you want, figure out how you would feel if you already had what you want and start calibrating your nervous system to that feeling. You don't got to wonder if it's working. Just keep it in the freezer. Keep calibrating. It's working. And I always explain it to my client like a seed. If I go plant a seed, I understand that seed is going to start to grow down before it starts to grow up. That seed is going to develop its root system before it starts producing stems and branches and petals. Now, I might be standing on the surface going, damn, this thing is not working. Then when I go to dig up the seed, I go, oh shit, it was working. But now I just interrupted the process. Stop taking your cup out the freezer. Leave it in the freezer. Keep calibrating. Keep calibrating. I had a guy I was giving a talk, and this guy said, well, if you know all this, why you're not a millionaire yet? Bro, I'm calibrating. I'm calibrating. I have doubled what I was making last year, and I've done that several times. If I just keep calibrating, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, the millions are inevitable. Like I'm on the way. Now, if I dig up the seed and stop becoming a millionaire to argue with you, I'll never become a millionaire. You got to stop letting the news to cause you to dig up your seed. You got to stop letting people, especially people who ain't never built shit. Why would you stop becoming a millionaire to go have an argument with a person who ain't even bold enough to set a goal to become a millionaire? Why? Like, come on now, stop. Stop trying to convince other people. It's a full-time job convincing you. Stop trying to convince people. They gonna see it. They gonna see it. Does that make sense? If the cup stay in the freezer, if I keep doing what I'm doing, if I keep showing up live like I'm showing up live, if I keep coaching at the caliber I coach, if I keep traveling and talking at the way that I travel and talk, the millions are there. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. And you got to stop confusing not done yet with not happening. It's not that it's not happening. It's not done yet. It's not that the water isn't freezing. It's not done yet. Leave it in the freezer. That was a good one, Robert. I like it. I like it. So we get clear, we get calibrated, we get confident. Then the 4th C is competence. This is where we start to do stuff. This is where we start to do stuff. Step 4 is not step 1. Step 4 is step 4. So imagine this. You decide I'm starting a business. You skip those first three C's, you go right to step four and you start networking. So you're out here at networking events, but you're unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. I meet a lot of hypnotists that have this problem, by the way. And they think the problem, they say stuff like, Jay, people aren't investing in self-development. They'll buy Chris Brown tickets and Beyonce tickets and Taylor's, but people aren't investing in self-development. It's not that they're not investing in self-development. They're not investing in coaches who are unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Ask Grant Cardone is people investing in self-development. Ask Myron Golden are people investing in self-development. Ask Joe Dispenza, are people investing in self-development? Ask me, are people investing in self-development? You got to get clear, calibrated, and confident. If you at a networking event and you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident, and people say, so what do you do? I'm a hypnotist. A hypnotist. That's a real thing? Well, yeah. Does it work? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Talk about networking doesn't work. Nothing works if you unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. I coach a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of times I'll go on their websites, and as I'm going through the websites, I'm confused. What do you do? Are you a financial advisor? Are you an accountant? Are you a bookkeeper? Are you a what? What? I'm confused. What do you do? That lets me know when you built this website, you were unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. And you saying, I tried Google ads, that don't work. I tried the Facebook ads, that don't work. I've tried the live streaming, that doesn't. No, it doesn't work when you're unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Get clear, calibrated, and confident, and go back to that same networking event. And I bet you have a different outcome. Get clear, calibrated, and confident and rebuild that landing page. I bet you get a different response. Get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then build your packages, and then name your packages, and then structure your pricing. I bet you have a different outcome. Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you too. Does that make sense? Get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and then do stuff. And the crazy thing about it is I rarely help my clients with step four. The clients that I help with step four are like other coaches, other therapists, other consultants, people who work in the helper space. I can help them with step four because that's the space I work in. But if you're a lawyer, I can't help you in step four. I'm not a lawyer. But show up and do the stuff that you already know to do while you're clear, calibrated, and confident. And I promise you're going to have a different result. People rarely have to change what's going on in step four. They just have to get clear, calibrated, and confident. And they've already learned about funnels. They've already learned about value ladders. They already know that they need a CRM and they need to talk to their audience. They've watched enough YouTube. They read enough books. They know the steps to do it. Step four. The only difference is none of it was working because they were unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Or even worse, they were clear about what they didn't want, calibrated to what they didn't want, and confident in what you don't want. When you clear, calibrated, and confident in what you don't want, you crazy if you think a funnel is about to save you. And when you unclear about what you want and you uncalibrated and you unconfident, I don't care how many sales workshops you go to. I don't care how many Grant Cardone books and Gary V books and Gary V YouTube videos you watch. Until you get clear, calibrated, and confident, it's not going to land. Does that make sense? Y'all rocking with me? What advice do I have for a transracial man? Get clear, calibrated, and confident, man. Commit. Commit. That's my advice. Get clear about what you want. Get calibrated in what you want. Get confident in what you want. That's what I got for you. And keep me updated because I want to know. Does that make sense though? You got to get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then do stuff. So I'm not saying that you can't date again after your divorce. I'm saying get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then start dating. I'm not saying you can't go back to school in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm saying get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then take your old ass back in that classroom. Like, I'm not saying don't go to the gym. I'm saying get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then go to the gym. I'm not saying don't go live on TikTok. I'm not saying don't go live on YouTube. I'm saying get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then go live on YouTube. You ain't got to delete the page that you already got. Get clear, calibrated, and confident. Go back and start using that same page, and it's going to hit different. Does that make sense? Figure out what you want, not what other people are doing. Other people doing a whole bunch of stuff that you just don't need to be doing. Well, Jay, I noticed that who we gonna use? I noticed that Myron Golden was doing this. Myron Golden, I guarantee you, Myron Golden got a way bigger Facebook ads budget than you got. You're not gonna be able to just go copy what he doing verbatim. Now, I'm not saying it's not stuff you can't borrow, but the big flashy stuff you try to do not gonna work without that ad spin behind it. Get clear, get calibrated, get confident. You already on YouTube. Go type his name in. It's a good rabbit hole to fall down. What's going on, T. Wilson? How you doing? Welcome to the live. But is this making sense? Get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and then go do the stuff. So if you came to me and said, hey, Coach Jay, I got to lose some weight. I'm going to say some weight. Let's get clarity. What number do you want to see on the scale? Cool. What size shirt you want to wear? Bet. What size jeans you want to wear? Okay. What's a store that you want to shop at, but right now your back just a little too wide to shop there? But when you get this number on the scale, you can't wait to shop there. What's that store? And have fun. Stop taking yourself so fucking serious. Laugh so you can get out of fight or flight. Laughter is a shortcut to your parasympathetic nervous system. It's a shortcut to getting out of fight or flight. Laugh, have fun. Okay, cool. Let me ask you this. I know you want to get down to 145 pounds. I know you want to wear a medium in shirts and a 7 in jeans. Cool. What do you want to feel? Coach, I want to feel sexy again. When I was I don't want to even think about fitness. When I was in college, I didn't think about this stuff. I want to feel like the old me. Jay, I want to feel sexy again. I don't just want to feel like a mom. I don't just want to feel like a wife. I want to feel sexy. Okay, cool. This is clarity. We getting clear about what you want. This is the part where a lot of people say, Coach Jay, I love bread. I can't stop eating bread. Nobody asked you to. Coach Jay, I'm too busy to go to the gym. Nobody asked you to go to the gym. Step 1, let's get clear about what you want. Step 2, let's calibrate. Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. That's right. Relax. Come out of that stress mode. Relax. Listen to my voice. Yada, 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 yada. Describe the scale to me that you have at your house. Coach Jay, I got a clear scale. It got these 2 silver strips going down each side, and it has black digital letters at the top. This is calibration. Okay, I want you to imagine standing on that scale. To the best of your ability, imagine that you're standing on that scale now. I want you to actually feel that scale under your... Matter of fact, stand up. Okay, now when you can actually feel that scale under your feet, nod your head so that I understand. Now, look down at those black digital numbers and tell me what they say. 190. They don't say 190 anything. What do they say? They say 147. Their body language gonna change as soon as they see it. Never fails. Their shoulders gonna go back a little more. They gonna start standing different. They gonna see that 147 in their imagination. They gonna see that 147 in here, and their posture gonna change. Guaranteed. Okay, 147. As you see that 147 on that scale, how do you feel? Oh my God, Coach J, I feel light. I feel good. I feel fine. I feel feminine. Cool. Now imagine your husband just walked in. How's your husband looking at you while you stand on this scale at 147? What? He bit his lip? What that mean? Okay, evacuate. It's gonna get crazy in here. There's calibration. I'm gonna keep calibrating them over and over again until their cells learn how to access that feeling on accident. That's what we call confident. You ain't lost a pound. but you're in a state of having. You got to understand that having is a state of being. Not having is a state of being. You think having is I have it, I don't have it. I have it, I don't have it. No, 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 no. That's a reflection of what's going on in here. But I can have millions of dollars in the bank. And even in the having of the millions of dollars in the bank, I can go in here and in here and go, well, what if I do my taxes wrong and the IRS take it? What if my wife leave me and take it? What if somebody sues me? Oh my God! What if even in the physical habit, I can go hormonally and neurologically and not have this thing that I have. I always tell my clients, if it works in that direction, it works in that direction. If I can neurologically and hormonally not have this thing that I physically have, that means that I can neurologically and hormonally have this thing that I don't physically have. And my nervous system doesn't know the difference. But it's going to give me ideas that flow with my having, or it's going to give me ideas that flow with my not having. So I want you to remember that if you don't remember nothing else that we talk about tonight, having is a state of being, not a physical having out there. That's a reflection of what has already happened in here. That number that you see in a bank account right now is a direct reflection of the thinking and feeling you've done up to this point. That number you see on the scale right now is a direct result of the thinking and feeling of the thinking you've done to this point. Does that make sense? Be baptized, you go live and you talk about Jesus. Go spread the gospel. How you gonna run my live? I'm talking about what I'm talking about. Go disciple. Does that make sense? Get clear, calibrated, and confident, and then do stuff. You and Be Baptized, y'all hang out together. Y'all on the same tip. Y'all should go live and y'all should do a podcast and talk to each other. I bet it'll be lit. Get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and reach out to me if y'all need a coach. So let's go back to our weight loss example. Now, once I get you confident in this ability, because at first you might have been confident in the fact that, Jay, my grandmother was a bigger woman, my mom was a bigger woman, all my aunts are bigger. We're big boned people. When you calibrated to that, when you clear calibrated and confident in that, we're gonna have a hard time getting that weight off of you. When you calibrated to a Jay, my mom had thyroid issues, and we just the type of people that hold weight. When you calibrated to that, we finna have a hard time getting that weight off of you. But when we get you clear, calibrated, and confident to what you want, then we go to step 4. Now it's time to start doing stuff. And I say, hey, I want you to start drinking more water. I want you to start drinking more water. Now that you calibrated, you finna go out there and do that. When I say, hey, how you feel about working out? Ooh, Coach Jay ain't never been a fan of working out. You like dancing? Coach Jay, I love dancing. I want you to start dancing 30 minutes a day. I don't want you to get out there and try to lose weight. I want you to start dancing 30 minutes a day. You're going to start dancing 30 minutes a day. And some days you're going to accidentally dance 45 minutes a day. Some days you're going to lose track of time and dance an hour a day. You're going to come back and say, Coach Jay, you're not going to believe this. I lost 2 pounds. I say, exactly. That was the plan all along. We finna hang out for a few weeks, and we're going to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. That's our goal. Our goal is not to lose 50 pounds. Our goal is not to lose 100 pounds. We're going to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week until we get where we want to be. Because the thing about losing 50 pounds, when you lose 2, you excited that you lost 2, but it's a bigger part saying, damn, I got to do this 40. I got 48 more to go. But when the goal from the front was to lose 1 pound a week, I'm going to see you every Thursday or whatever the day is. You're going to say, Coach Jay, I lost my 1 pound. Coach Jay, I lost my 1 pound. Coach Jay, I lost my 1 pound. We're going to get you so good at losing 1 pound. And you're going to keep losing that 1 pound. And you're going to accidentally start dancing more. Coach Jay, I was thinking about it. I remember I used to go swimming all the time. I done started back swimming, and you're going to start finding more and more ways. Eventually, you're going to make it to the gym. You're going to start walking your neighborhood, riding your bike. You're going to start finding really creative ways to move your body. And as you start feeling lighter, you're going to start eating lighter. When you're feeling light, when you're feeling sexy, you don't want, it's just certain foods that I don't want that. That's going to make me feel heavy. But that's how we do it. We get you clear, we get you calibrated, we get you confident, and then we do stuff. And we do that consistently. We do that consistently. So as you get going, you don't get clarity once. You're going to get clarity again, and you're going to calibrate to that new clarity. And then you're gonna keep calibrating to that new clarity until you become confident in the new clarity. And that's the process. What's going on, Joseph? What's going on? Welcome to the live. Does that make sense? What do I want? Calibrate to what I want. Keep calibrating until I become confident in what I want. Then and only then do I start doing stuff. And I do that consistently. Because as I start doing stuff, you might get to step 4 and it's time to start doing stuff. And you say, "Ooh, Coach J, I used to jump rope all the time as a little girl." Then you start jump roping and you come back next week, you say, "Ooh, Coach J, that wasn't working for my knees." New clarity. It's not failure, it's just more clarity. I remember when I first started doing this, I wanted to be booked and busy. That was my clarity. So I got clear about what I wanted. I calibrated to what I wanted, got calibrated, became confident that I could be booked and busy. I have a high value skill set. There's people in the world that are interested in what I have to offer. I got confident in it. Then I did the things necessary to get booked and busy. And then I got booked and busy. I said, hold on, wait, I don't like this. I had to talk to 7 people today. And most of them wanted to talk about what they didn't want. This is exhausting. I don't want to be booked and busy no more. New clarity, double the price. Cut the availability in half. But I didn't go right to doubling the price and cutting the availability in half. Before I went out there and doubled my price, I had to calibrate to doubling my price. If I tried to double the price before I calibrated to it, I'll be in Zoom meetings quoting the price and then scared to hold eye contact. Calibrate, then do. Don't do stuff you're not calibrated to yet. Don't do stuff you gotta calibrate first. Because if you don't calibrate, your mouth gonna be saying one thing, but your eyes and your energy gonna be saying a completely different thing. And you gotta understand that people feel you before they see you. People feel you before they hear you. So you can say all the right stuff and wear all the right stuff, right? I get excited about this stuff, Joseph. But if you're not calibrated, it's not gonna have the effect that you want it to have. So that's the 5 C's. Questions, comments, concerns. Questions, comments, concerns. What we talking about? This y'all room? I'm just the one to start the button. I mean to push the button to start it. What's going on? I think I'm famous. How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. YouTube, y'all good over here? TikTok, y'all good over here? If y'all don't got any questions, we're gonna end up probably getting into a book. This is good? Okay, bet. What's going on, Doughboy? How you doing? Welcome to the live. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. Every problem is a thinking problem. Every problem is a thinking problem. If you can think your way into it, you can think your way out of it. I don't want you going out there to work on the problem and skipping over the thinking that created the problem. People, I got to learn how to negotiate better. I got to learn more skills. I got to get more degrees. I got to get more certifications. I know people with more degrees than a thermometer, but they unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident in those degrees. Not going to save them. I'm not saying that degrees don't matter, especially depending on what you want to do. Sometimes you need degrees, but a lot of times people are getting degrees to make up for the fact that they unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Get clear, calibrated, and confident and your degree, and watch how much power that degree got. Do you keep God in your heart rather than going to church and speaking to the world? I just study. I study everything. And I like learning. I like information. I like information. Love information. What's going on, Mystery? How you doing? What's going on, Sophia? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? I believe in God, if that's what you're asking. What's going on, Strive? How you doing? But I don't have like a church I attend every Sunday or anything. I grew up in church. So I grew up playing piano. I started playing piano when I was in the 2nd grade. So by the time I got to junior high, I was really good. So I spent a lot of time in church. Now the Bible is one of my favorite books. Love Bible. Love it, love it, love it. But no, I'm not it's not a church that I go to like every week or anything. I'm more, I guess your original question, I'm more a solo study. What's going on? I think I'm found. How you doing? Welcome to the live. Any questions, comments, concern, or y'all ready to get into the book that I got tagged down below? What's going on, May May? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Let's see. So I got the Neville collection tagged down below. Neville Goddard. We jumping back into the Neville collection, and I'm torn, but I got to make a decision because we all know what happens to a double-minded man. So let me decide real quick. Give me a second. Let me look at my notes in this one. It was one that had some orange highlights in it. I'm gonna tell y'all now, we likely aren't going to finish a complete book tonight. It's already 10:16. Yeah, that's where we're going. So we're finna go into Your Faith is Your Fortune. Neville Goddard, originally written in 1941. Ready to listen? Let's get into it. People over here on TikTok, you can see the Neville collection tag down below. Every book that Neville Goddard ever wrote is in there. Now, this is not audible. I'm gonna read to you, but I'm also gonna stop, talk. We're gonna have fun. It might be periods of time where we move away from the book and I'm responding to a comment or something in the book sparked up something in me and I go off script for a while. So if you want to just listen to it straight through, you got to go get on Audible. But we gonna read it, but we gonna read it our way, all right? And just because I'm reading, don't mean that y'all stop tapping the screen and engaging. Because I like studying. I'm going to study whether I'm on live or not. So if the live get dry, I'm going to just end the live and keep studying. But the way we keep it engaging and keep it moving is y'all ask questions. Y'all comment. Y'all say stuff. If some of the books say something you don't agree with, say I don't agree. Give your 2 cents. Okay, so did he put a forward on this one? No. Okay, Your Faith is Your Fortune. Chapter 1, Before Abraham Was. Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was I am. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the unconditioned awareness of being, and the unconditioned awareness of being became conditioned by imagining itself to be something. And the unconditioned awareness of being became that which it had imagined itself to be, so did creation begin. That's a little wordy. So I'm gonna read it again slower. I tend to speed up when I get excited. So we're reading Faith is Your Fortune by Neville Goddard. So in the beginning was unconditioned awareness of being. You know, the Bible was up saying in the beginning the earth was black, void, and without form. Real quick, close your eyes and tell me what you see. In the beginning, the earth was black, void, and without forms. Close your eyes and tell me what you see. And as you think on that, I want you to think about this. Joseph said, I see my wife. Me too. No, I'm just playing, Joseph. Got you. But I want you to think about that. And as you think about that, why do you think you close your eyes when you pray? Why do you think you close your eyes when you meditate? You think that's a coincidence? The Bible literally opens up talking about how in the beginning the earth was black, void, and without form. And the way that you start your day every day, like as you're becoming conscious that you're awake, your eyes are closed. It's black, void, and without form. When it's time to pray, when it's time to alter your reality, when it's time to create a new state of being, when it's time to go into this place that's designed to build faith, you go to this black, void, formless place with your eyes closed. Coincidence? Maybe. I doubt it, though. In the beginning was the unconditioned awareness of being. And this unconditioned awareness of being became conditioned by imagining itself to be something. And the unconditioned awareness of being became that which it had imagined itself to be. So did creation begin. By this law, First conceiving and then becoming that conceived, all things evolve out of nothing. And without this sequence, there's not anything made that is made. I love it. Before Abraham or the word was I am. When all of the time shall cease to be, I am. I am the formless awareness of being, conceived myself to be a man. But by my everlasting law of being, I am compelled to be and express to all that I believe myself to be. I am the eternal nothingness, containing within my formless self the capacity of being all things. I am that in which all my conceptions of myself live and move and have their being, and apart from which they are not. Love Neville Goddard. I dwell within every conception of myself, from the withinness. I ever seek to transcend all conception of myself. By the very law of my being, I transcend my conceptions of myself only as I believe myself to be that which does transcend. I am the law of being, and beside me there is no law. I am that I am. All right. So for people who just tapping in, we are reading the Neville collection. Okay, well, we're reading Your Faith is Your Fortune by Neville Goddard, but it's a part of the Neville Collection. This is one of my favorite books. You probably can tell by looking at it. I love this book. And the thing that I love about Neville Goddard is his value on every page. Neville don't just put stuff in the book. Some people put stuff in books just to make it long. Neville is the type of author, if it's in the book, it needs to be in the book. He don't just put stuff in the book to make the book longer. If he can say it in 30 words, he gonna say it in 30 words. If he need 100 words to say it, he gonna take 100 words to say it. But he's not gonna take 100 words to say it if he can say it in 30 words. James Allen is another person who writes like that. I love their writing style. I would pay more for a 20-page book that's just loaded with information than I would ever pay for a 300-page book that I gotta comb through and find the 10% of useful stuff. Give me a second. Give me a second. I gotta figure out. I lost it. I closed the book when I was sharing you guys. So it's talking about this formless awareness that has the potential to be all things. So it's nothing and everything, because from this formless awareness, all things are formed. And without this formless awareness, there is nothing. But from that nothingness, everything is created. Let me see. Where did we stop at? In the beginning. Okay, this is where I read that. Okay, so chapter 2, you shall decree. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall come to thee, and light shall shine in thy ways. Job 22:28. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Man can decree a thing, and it will come to pass. Man has always decreed that which has appeared in his world. He is today appearing that which is appearing in his world, and he shall continue to do so as long as man is conscious of being man. Hold on, I switched stories. Give me a second. We read. Give me a minute. We've been in this book for the past 3 days. I'm trying to remember. Day 1, we read At Your Command. No, Filling Is the Secret. Then we did At Your Command. This morning we read prayer. We read the prayer one. Okay, I'm in the right book. Never mind. Okay. Nothing has ever appeared in man's world but what man decreed that it should. This you may deny, but try as you will, you cannot disprove it, for this decreeing is based upon a changeless principle. Man does not command things to appear by his words, which are more often than not a confession of his doubt and fears. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. I feel like I read this already today. I know I read it before, but I feel like I read this today. I mean, it's Neville, so it does get repetitive, but give me a second. Give me a second. It was something that I had marked out some notes in, and I was thumbing through this earlier today. What did I have marked up? A lot of stuff in, and I was saying I wanted to do that one the next time I went live and read. We're not gonna do Out of This World, not tonight. I want to do a few more Neville stories with y'all. We're gonna work our way up to Out of This World. Out of This World, it get a little heavy. We might do Out of This World in a Zoom room where I can have you guys on the panel, and we can actually talk when we do Out of This World. I don't want to have you guys. Don't get mad. We're all here. Okay. Cool. Your faith is your fortune is where I got some notes at. All right, we switching books. I'm exercising free will. Hold on, that's where I'm at. Oh, it's just long. Okay, cool. I guess this is just a lot of overlap with the way this one started and the one that we read earlier today started. All right, we back on track. Let's reset. How everybody doing? Y'all in here? Y'all think we can get to 20,000 taps before the night over with? Hey, YouTube, my YouTube phone, the one that I'm on YouTube on, it's getting low. Y'all got to come join us over here on TikTok. The TikTok is I Coach Bosses, all one word. So I'm finna shut y'all down. Y'all come over here and kick it with us. And thank y'all for coming. But yeah, come over here. I Coach Bosses. What's going on, Kenneth? How you doing on TikTok?